Hello, my friends. This is night. I'm back. Now let's start with the story. Rise of the Elements, Part 1, The Lost Element by Brilliant Dawn. Chapter 3, New Greetings. After explaining everything to my family, I bid farewell to Luna, as she had to head back to her palace for royal duties. Twilight nudged me towards the front door and told me to go meet the other ponies in town, promising to look after my family. Deciding to make an attempt at friendship again, I turned to Spike, who had been cleaning up the library a bit. Hey Spike, I'm going to take a walk around town. Would you want to join me? Spike seems reluctant. While looking at Twilight, she simply nodded to him and he sighed. Yeah, sure. I guess I could use some fresh air. He grabbed a small saddlebag and headed out the door with me. We wandered around town a bit and somehow ended up at a very lavish-looking building that looked like a bit of a carousel. This must be Rarity's place. Spike had a spring in his step and he realized where we were. I chuckled at this and knocked on the door. Suddenly, a small white blur shot out of the door and rammed into my left foreleg. That got a bruise. I nearly fell over from the loss of balance, but luckily, Spike stopped me from falling. He's pretty strong for such a small guy. I glanced back at my attacker and saw a small white unicorn. Hey, Sweetie Belle, you okay? Spike said in a concerned voice. She sat on her haunches with her foot on her head. Ow, what did I run into? She caught sight of me for a moment before turning to Spike. Oh, hey Spike, who's your friend? The dragon rolled his eyes out toward the friend. Meh, better than outright hostility. Sweetie Belle, this is... He stopped and stared at me. Ah, shit. I can't use my real name. The name's Steelbreaker. I said, stinging a hoof down to her. The unicorn stared at my hoof before glancing up at me. Then she grabbed my hoof with hers somehow and pulled herself up. No fingers. How does she do that? Must be magic or something. She smiled cutely before doing a sort of curtsy. Hi, Steelbreaker. My name is Sweetie Belle. It's nice to meet you. Sorry, but I gotta run. My friends are waiting for me at the clubhouse. Bye, Steelbreaker. Bye, Spike. With that, she was off again. I looked at Spike and he shrugged, so we turned and I knocked on the door to the boutique. A few moments later, it opened, revealing a bleached white unicorn with violet hair. Without looking up from a pad of paper she had, she greeted, "Good afternoon and welcome to Carousel Boutique. Is there anything I can?" She stopped as she finally looked at me with a small blush forming on her cheeks before merely dissipating. Oh, why, hello there. I don't think we met. I am Rarity, owner of Carousel Boutique. Welcome, she said, smiling, Spike visibly on edge. I smiled in response to her salutation and bowed my head a bit. Hello, Miss Rarity. I am Steelbreaker. It's a pleasure to meet you. You come with great commendation from Twilight Sparkle. The alabaster unicorn smile grew and she blushed a bit at the praise. Ah, so you know Twilight Sparkle? I decided to play it safe and keep things simple. Yes, I'm new to Ponyville and she's one of the first ponies I met here. Spike offered to give me a tour of the town since Twilight is busy. She glanced up at Spike for the first time. Oh, my little Spiky. I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. She gave him a kiss on the forehead and he blushed hotly. Realty gestured inside, and we followed her, closing the door behind us. So, she started, would you like some tea? I nodded as I took in the finely decorated interior. That would be lovely. Thank you, Realty. My, so polite. If only more courts have your manners, she quipped. Spike looked a little mad at the compliment she gave me, so I leaned in close as she left the room. Spike, she's not my type. Don't worry, I'm not going to try and steal her from you or anything. The little dragon relaxed and nodded at me, a smile on his face. Finally, progress. After some small talk and tea at Realty's boutique, Spike and I left to wander the town a bit more. We walked towards the town square, where a bright pink pony with fluffy hair approached. Upon seeing me, she suddenly bolted towards me and Spike, a huge grin on her face. Hi, I'm Big Pie. I've never seen you before, and I know everyone in Ponyville. Gosh, you must be new here. We need to. I stopped, then coming speed rambling by placing a hoof on her mouth. Yes, Pinkie Pie, I'm new here. You know what you should do? You should organize a party. Her eyes lit up and she dashed off, a small dust cloud in her wake. Spike only shook his head. Do you think that was a good idea? A party can get a little crazy. It took me 2 days to get all the frosting cleaned up from the last time she had a party at the library. I nudged him. It will be fine. Besides, you have to admit she does know how to brighten up any mood. Spike chuckled, but nodded. This day was winding down, so we decided to meet one more pony before we called it a day. My guide told me I would get a kick out of her, so I nodded and followed him to an open field with a few clouds overhead. I looked around at the seemingly deserted area and asked, why are we here? You're not going to murder me or something, are you? Spike looked at me with confusion before busting out laughing. After a few minutes of laughter, he finally caught his breath and just shook his head at me. Yeah, you and Pinkie will get along just fine. I shrugged. So why are we here? Spike pointed at a small cloud in the air. I could see a bit of rainbow pattern tail hanging off the end. Spike inhaled a big breath. Rainbow Dash! She didn't move. He rolled his eyes. Oh, Celesta, it's the Wonderbolts! A rainbow mane head popped out of the cloud, and the cyan Pegasus fell off the cloud. I was afraid she would get hurt, but she quickly righted herself in the air before gliding down to land in front of me and Spike. She glared at him for a moment. Ha ha, very funny, Spike. The small dragon shrugged. Hey, it worked, didn't it? I tried calling your name, but you didn't even move. The Pegasus nodded and turned her attention towards me, confused. Wow, you're tall, she said. She then looked at the dragon again. Spike, who's this? Spike nudged me. I coughed a little before answering. Oh, I'm Steelbreaker. I'm new here to Ponyville, so Spike was giving me the short tour to meet a few of Twilight's friends. I heard you're pretty fast, Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash just shook her head. No, I'm not. I'm the fastest. Winner of the Best Young Flyers Award and Future Wonderbolt. Not just anyone can pull off a sonic rainbow. I chuckled. Well, normally pride like that can get annoying, but from what I've been told, I think you can afford to be proud. See, bless a little. Holy feather Batman. Did the great rainbow dash us bless? Well, thanks, Steel. It's hard work to be good as I am. Nice to know somebody can see that. It's too bad you're not a Pegasus. It'd be fun to race you, I think. I shifted a bit uneasily. Yeah, that's too bad. Well, Rainbow Dash is getting a little late, so I think I'm going to call it a night. She nodded. Alright then. Steel, see you around. Where are you staying? I nudged my head towards the town and answered, well, I'm staying with Twilight for the time being. Look me up there if you're in the area. I'll catch you later, Dash. The Rainbow Pegasus nodded again. Will do. Alright then. See you guys later. I recommend staying inside tomorrow though. The weather team has a thunderstorm planned. I smiled back at her. Okay, thanks for the head up, Dash. See ya. When Spike and I finally reached the town, Celestia's sun had already gone down along with the last bits of daylight. Luckily, Luna's moon was bright in the sky and full, so we wouldn't have trouble finding our way back to the library. Thanks for the light, Luna. I appreciate it. I said out loud. Spike looked confused and asked, Still? Princess Luna's not here. Who are you talking to? I sighed and looked towards the full moon. Well, back in my world, I would thank Luna and Celestia for their work. Seems that they heard me, 'cause they knew what I said one of those times. Verbally. It was the last time I thanked them before coming here, and I wished to meet them face to face. Obviously, being here, I got my wish. So you can hear me all the way from another dimensional universe. I'm pretty sure they can hear me on their own planet. Spike scratched his chin before nodding. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. When we finally got back to the library, I saw that Twilight has fallen asleep waiting for us on the couch, as did my sister. I giggled. Yes, I giggled, don't hate, and locked the door behind me, while Spike grabbed a blanket to throw over them. After killing the girl in the mail, the dragon brushed Twilight's mane out of her eyes and kissed her on the cheek. I did the same for my sister and smiled while I whispered, You're a good assistant, Spike. Twilight's lucky to have you. He smiled at me with a single nod of his head. I'm not her number one assistant for nothing, you know, but thanks. I appreciate that. Spike then yawned loudly. Hey, Still, I'm heading to bed unless you need anything. I shook my head. Nah, you did enough, Spike. Get some sleep. I'll see you tomorrow morning. He nodded and headed off to Twilight's room to sleep. I then headed up to the second level to check on my brother and mother, hoping they were handling things okay. As I entered the guest room, I could see my mother had already fallen asleep. My brother, however, was still awake, and he nodded at me when I walked in. I walked in as softly as I could and sat down on the ground next to him. So he started. When do we actually go outside? I felt a little bad that they had to be stuck in here, but rules were rules. Well, these ponies can't see you in your human form. It will cause too much commotion. The sooner you change, the sooner you can get out of here. Maybe your decision yet? He nodded slowly. Yeah. I guess there could be worse things I could be than a pony. It would take some time to get over the cutesiness of all of this, but I'll manage. I tilted my head a bit to the side. Well, who says you have to be a pony? As long as it follows the constraints of this world, you can pretty much whatever you want. Keep in mind, though, different forms will make people, ponies, treat you differently. I wouldn't recommend being a massive fire-breathing dragon, for example. He brightened up suddenly. Well, how about a humanoid dragon? Same size as I am now, but a dragon. I could work with that. I thought about it for a moment before nodding. Yeah, that could work. You'll need to behave, of course. Twilight's assistant, Spike, is a dragon, and the ponies here seem to be fine around him. Twilight would vouch for you, as would Luna if she needed to. He smiled. Yeah, this would be sweet. Maybe it won't be so cutesy after all. I glared at him and cleared my throat. Hey, no burning the village. Remember, we'll guess here. Luna trusts my judgment of you. So please don't prove me wrong in trusting you, and you won't make an ass of yourself and me. He sighed and focused his gaze out the window. Okay, I'll be good. I smiled. Thanks. So, what did Mom have to say today? The tall, ebony-skinned human stared at me for a second before answering. I'm not going to lie to you. She had a bit of a breakdown. Jen and I caught her down, though. I think she will come to terms with everything. She'll be okay. I glanced at the sleeping form in the bed. Yeah, she'll be okay. She's not used to real happiness. Not like what we have here anyways. And honestly, neither am I. I have a feeling she's going to be suspicious for a while, though she'll pull through. I then looked up at an old-style clock on the desk, and it sawed sleepily. All right, then. It's about midnight. We should get some sleep. Big day tomorrow for you, Mr. Dragon. My brother chuckled before climbing off the floor into his bed, which was a bit too small for him. He stared at his feet hanging off the bed and frowned. Well, shit. Even here I'm too big for everything. I chuckled softly before climbing into bed and relaxing. As I closed my eyes, I thought of Luna guiding me back to the library. Thank you, Luna. Good night. I was a bit surprised, almost jumped out of my bed, when a few seconds later a familiar voice of Luna spoke back in my mind. You have not trained in any magic yet, and already you can speak to me telepathically. I am impressed. Well, we will speak more of this the next time I visit. Good night, Drew. Sleep well. When she said that, I could have sworn I almost felt her blessing. I chuckled a bit before closing my eyes again and drifting off to my first peaceful sleep in years.